Hey guys, it's Jay here, back on my uh, NFL 2022 season YouTube prediction channel. To recap the final regular season week, I got 10 out of 16 predictions correct, but now it's playoff time. Surprisingly, Seattle made the playoffs, all thanks to a Detroit win against Green Bay, one of the biggest playoff clinching scenarios, and yeah, they did it without Russell. But let's jump into the playoff predictions. Number one, Seattle at San Francisco, and I'm picking the 49ers winning 34-20. While Geno Smith has been a comeback player of the year, San Francisco has done pretty well with Brock Purdy, and throughout 5 of the last 6 games, they have scored 30 plus points in 5 out of the last 6. That's pretty amazing for Mr. Irrelevant. Now he's Mr. Relevant. The 49ers defense ranks first in almost every category you could think of, so they're going to have a pretty easy time sacking Geno and covering up DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. And supposedly the Niners offense, too, will expose the Seattle secondary. Number two, Los Angeles Chargers at Jacksonville. And I'm picking the Chargers winning 27-25. Los Angeles, yeah, they got beaten up by Jacksonville back in week 2 or 3. I mean, and I feel that Los Angeles, they have gotten their rhythm together. They're 6-6, and now they went 10 and they were 10-6, but obviously they were in a playoff spot. But I believe that Los Angeles has more weapons, more of deep passing attack, and whereas Jacksonville, they just rallied through the games. They got pretty lucky, but uh, Trevor Lawrence is going to face a defense consisting of Asante Samuel, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, and Justin Herbert. He knows what he has to do. He has Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and those are some top playmakers. So you can expect a lot of them to produce some yardage and points. Number three, Miami at Buffalo, and I am picking the Bills winning 37-17. Okay, easy prediction. Buffalo obviously has been better and more healthier. Josh Allen has his running backs that James Cook, Devin Singletary, and his receivers Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, tight end Dawson Knox, and he got the defense. Well, still sending my prayers to Damar Hamlin, wishing him the recovery as obviously, but even with Buffalo defense, they've been pretty good. And Naheem Hines on the teams, returning 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. That's pretty impressive. Miami, though, on the other hand, even though Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle have combined for 3,000 yards receiving, which is pretty spectacular and amazing, Tua is out. And with Tua out, guess what? The third string quarterback is in. Skylar Thompson, I believe. And, it's a playoff game, and Buffalo knows how to handle playoff games pretty well. So, Miami, you're just all out. 4 quarters, few points produced. And there's nothing that they can do because Buffalo is just a more dominant team on the other end. Number four, New York Giants at Minnesota, and I'm picking the Vikings winning 30-27 in overtime. Okay, both teams have had very close games. In Minnesota, they had a close game the other time they met the Giants, and it's going to be the same thing again. It'll be decided by a field goal, but it'll go to overtime. So, Minnesota obviously has a better wide receiver core. I understand that Dalvin Cook and Saquon Barkley are good running backs, but for New York, their wide receivers have not been producing well. It's been disappointing to see them drop passes and catch few touchdowns, but it's going to be Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley running the game. That's all they're going to do, and they will come up short because Daniel Jones might just throw a pick for all you know. And he did it the other time in Minnesota. He might do it again, and that's how Minnesota wins, and they're going to kick the field goal. Number five, Baltimore at Cincinnati, and I am picking the Bengals winning 31-13. Okay, like the Dolphins scenario, Lamar Jackson's out, so it's going to be Tyler Huntley, and obviously the last 2 times Huntley was in Cincinnati at the Bengals' home, the Bengals totally demolished the Ravens, and they're going to demolish the Ravens again once more, so nothing more can be said. All Cincinnati victory. Number 6, Dallas at Tampa Bay, and I'm picking the Cowboys winning in overtime, 27-24. Even though Tampa Bay has been quite a disappointment, I think it's going to be a fair fight between the two, and Dallas obviously embarrassed themselves in the Commanders' territory, so I think Dak Prescott has the ability to redeem himself. Might make 2 interceptions, but the defense will get the job done, sacking Tom Brady and getting in those interceptions and stripping the ball out of Brady or possibly the running backs or even the wide receivers. Dallas, though, they have been putting some points on the board, and Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott are 2 great playmakers. You also got CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, you got Dalton Schultz. You got a lot of good playmakers on both offense and defense. So Dallas, they just look more streamlined. They just look more tempo, more upbeat. And Tampa Bay, they've been just disappointing. Tom Brady has never had a losing season in his life, but luckily he did clinch the division, so he's not going to advance. His time is over, and it's going to be Dak Prescott winning his first road game in his career. All right, that's it for the wild card round. I'll be back for divisional predictions next week.